तीनों
India
में
was
से
2
2 आउट
wickets
हो
away
चुके
from the
थे.
tail. We had Maxwell and Inglis,
तो
that's it. This was the best Indian team, ODI team by a margin India has ever fielded in the last 10 years. I can't fault the players here, man. I mean, kya bolenge? I mean, they played the best game. Pat Cummins joins Kapil Dev and Imran Khan as the bowling captain to lift the World Cup.
हाँ.
Um,
मेरे दिमाग में बस यही एक चीज आई, एंड सौरव गांगुली हैज यू नो vocally said this multiple times before the World Cup, during the World Cup, that India should not play in these sort of pitches. So when I say these, slow and little turning sort of
yeah.
pitch.
Was this the pitch after 397 for 4? No.
It definitely wasn't a pitch for finals. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि इंडियन टीम ने गड्ढा खोदा था ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लिए, लेकिन उस गड्ढे में कहीं ना कहीं वो अंदर घुस गए, अंदर गिर गए.
So coming to the pitch and the hole itself, now let's talk a little bit about the stadium itself. So pitch was little off. Do you think it would have been better for India कि अगर final वानखड़े में हो, or maybe Eden Gardens, let's say the semi-final venues, instead of Ahmedabad? And I'll talk
I
both.
think
We talk the first part, which is pitch. The second part is the fans and the whole crowd itself. But first reaction on should Ahmedabad
I
even
think
have been the first one?
आई थिंक ऑन द हाइंड साइड मुझे लगता है, जैसे मैंने आईपीएल के भी यहाँ पे थोड़े मैचेस देखे हैं, और थोड़े ओडीआई जो पहले अहमदाबाद में हुए हैं, मुझे लगता है कि आइडियली अगर आप इंडियन टीम ओवरऑल देखेंगे, आई थिंक द आइडियल वे विच काइंड ऑफ सूट्स देयर स्टाइल ऑफ प्लेइंग इज ईदर अहमदाबाद, या फिर अगर आप चेन्नई भी ले लो, क्योंकि चेन्नई में उनके थोड़े, आई मीन चेन्नई स्लो है पिच, मेहनत करती है पिच, लेकिन इट्स जनरली फेवर्स इंडिया. मतलब इंडिया वहां पे बैटिंग कर सकती है, बॉलिंग भी अच्छी कर सकती है, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये है ना कि व्हाट इफ फिर मुंबई में भी जाके उन्होंने ऐसा इंस्ट्रक्शन दे दिया होता कि पिच ऐसी बना दो, क्योंकि लाल मिट्टी है मुंबई की भी, और ऐसी पिच बन सकती है मुंबई में भी, क्योंकि मुंबई में आप, आई डोंट नो इफ यू कैन रिकलेक्ट, सर्टेन टेस्ट मैचेस हैव बीन वेरी वेरी बैड. आई डोंट नो इफ यू कैन
I know, but
रिकलेक्ट.
it's a test match pitch. यहाँ पे
ऐसा टेस्ट
this was a
मैच, सो
black soil, right? It was a more of a black soil. I know they could have done a
हाँ,
red soil pitch there and all that.
वहां पे भी कर सकते, यू नेवर नो.
You never
लेकिन
know, huh?
लेकिन यार आई डोंट नो ये
But
किसके
it's not just the
इंस्ट्रक्शन है.
pitch, right? It's the second part of the whole question is fans.
और
Would you
फैंस,
not have felt कि the combination of pitch and the fans and the atmosphere, apart from the whole 130,000
या
feel,
देखिए 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 तो
Ahmedabad was
रेवेन्यू
a
की
little
बात
bit
आ
of a
गई.
dull venue.
अरे रेवेन्यू की बात आ गई आपने. 100 क्या था, एक
130,000.
130,000 था, 130,000 है. रेवेन्यू की बात आ गई यार, यू कंपेयरिंग दैट टू 35,000 और पीपल. आई नो यू कैन इन्फ्लेट द प्राइसेस,
Saurav,
यू कैन
what
इन्फ्लेट
revenue are
इट
you
बाय.
talking? Hardly ticket costs are, I mean, they make money on the revenue of the fans, the sporting deal of the
आई
TV
नो,
rights, as opposed
आई
to a 5,000 ticket or 3,000 ticket or 1,000 ticket of a fan who's probably not gonna, it's probably a peanuts for them in terms of that.
see, I think
Um,
then the question and the answer kind of becomes a little political. I mean, I really don't understand the point of, never understood the point of having 130 odd thousand people, or a capacity of that stadium in Ahmedabad. They never got that initially when
no,
this
you
particular
you're
stadium was
fine
being
making
built.
130,000 sort of people, but then make it in a place where you have good pitches and good fans who appreciate also the game of
Uh,
cricket.
so that's so that's the reason I'm saying that, because मैंने मोटेरा, पहले जो मोटेरा होता था ये अहमदाबाद
Correct.
का नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम, वहां पे मैंने मैचेस पहले भी देखे हैं. इट इज काइंड अ लिटिल बाइस्ड सॉर्ट ऑफ अ क्राउड फ्रॉम अ वेरी वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम. इट्स नॉट द crowd that you basically get in, let's say, दिल्ली, मुंबई, या फिर चेन्नई, या फॉर अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट इवन इन कोलकाता.
So
हालांकि कोलकाता
and
के
that's the point,
क्राउड
right?
भी थोड़ा.
That's the point, right? You've seen the semi-final. A good example is Australia or South Africa ka game was a neutral game for an Indian fan. But you should have seen the Eden Gardens atmosphere. And they love the cricket. That was
Yeah.
an ideal place for a cricket for a event like a semi-final or even a final in that matter. Where they appreciate, it's not just appreciation of the game, it's not appreciation of opponent or something, where they were into the game.
Into the
So
game.
यहाँ
That's
पे
true.
I wanna
That's
switch gear here to the Ahmedabad
it.
crowd here. I mean, Pat Cummins made this statement before the game. He, I would love to. He made a bold statement.
बताना.
I would love to silence the 130,000 people with my bowling or with our performance. And they exactly did that. I think that ball which he did to Kohli, where he got out, inside his laga, there was a total and complete pin drop silence. And basically, uske baad, it has been pin drop silence uh, for the whole uh, for the whole match. I mean, I still remember when India was bowling, Kohli was forced to do, like this. I think he did it 2 or 3 times, if I remember right, every second over. Because the whole idea of 130,000 stadium is they become gladiators, they become your 12th man. आपका सपोर्ट
True,
वही है.
true, true.
फुटबॉल में ये देखा होता है, देखा होगा लोगों ने, when the especially like places like Dortmund, and I'm not saying Chelsea as an example, but even Manchester United, as not the current version of Manchester United, the older version of Manchester United, if they're down with a goal, the crowd backs the players so
True.
that they get motivated, and I want to go ahead and do it, and then do, get a break somewhere, एक wicket idhar and another, and suddenly you're back. I felt the crowd was very flat in the game. It was as if they were like, they gave up very quickly,
They gave up
and
very
that
quickly. Yeah.
energy was transferred to the players very quickly as well. You
Yeah.
are
So,
supposed to be
so
the 12th man, and I think you did not do a good job of being a good crowd, not only for opponents. I for वो तो छोड़ ही दो, clapping for an opponent on वो you were not there for your own players today. And I felt it
that's
at
true.
the end when presentation ceremony हो रही थी. None of them were clapping for the players who did so well here when they were collecting a runners-up medal. It's an applause of appreciation. It's just a simple appreciation of your own players. Thank you for the job well done. Hard luck, you did not win today, but great job until now. I didn't see that. I always see this in Chennai. I see this in Mumbai. I see this in Kolkata. I even see this in Bangalore.
True.
I don't think I saw that in Ahmedabad crowd or Ahmedabad as a venue, and I don't think Ahmedabad should be hosting a World Cup marquee events like this anymore, because
You are up.
you can't, if you're not supporting your own team, then why are you even, what's the point of you hosting the game?
That's true. That's true. I think the crowd was neither there nor here. Matlab, they were not neither, I wouldn't say backing the opposition. Like in come se come, yaar, I don't know. You've seen the games in FCG and SCG where the crowd is as big as what we had in the Narendra Modi Stadium. Again, can't compare the grounds, can't compare the people, different demographics altogether. Lekin, yaar, up to, it's okay to completely back your team to a certain extent. लेकिन जो आपने point बोला, what kind of bothered me was at the end of the game, Pat Cummins and his team were collecting medals, no appreciation. Fine. उससे पहले
अरे मैं वही
Indian
बोल रहा हूँ
cricket,
ना,
Indian,
उनको अप्रिसिएशन तो देना, चलो आपको नहीं देना, इट्स फेयर एनफ, बिकॉज फुटबॉल में भी वो होता है. आई मीन इफ आई एम अ चेल्सी फैन, आई विल नॉट बी अप्रिशिएटिंग अ लिवरपूल गाय. फेयर एनफ, क्लब लेवल में ये होता है, आई गट इट. आई मीन इफ आई एम अ इंग्लैंड फैन, आई एम नॉट गोना सपोर्ट जर्मनी एंड ऑल, बट बैक योर ओन
लेकिन
टीम.
not supporting your own players.
I mean,
I
एक
really
कोहली
don't
जब आता
understand.
है, यू, आई मीन इट्स वेरी इंडिविजुअल, एंड वील कम टू दिस पार्ट एंड द मीडिया एंड द होल. एक कोहली
वाह,
आया तो बहुत हल्ला मचाया. शामी आया तो नो रवि
थोड़ा बहुत.
शास्त्री had to raise his voice. शामी दो एक दो बार बोला, then they raised their voice, and then obviously the captain Rohit Sharma. I mean, players like Shubman Gill, KL Rahul, they did good job until that time. No thank you, no
No,
appreciation, no clapping. What is the statement you're trying to make? इतने दुखी हो गए हो कि आप हार गए तो भैया इनको बैक ही नहीं करेंगे. I mean, that's not a sporting behavior, and that's probably, I don't think Ahmedabad is a right venue for World Cup
these sort of
event
events.
finals. It's not a World Cup final or even a semi-final event sort of a scenario. I think World Cup should have been in Mumbai. I mean, Mumbai did it in 2011. It was great. Mumbai should have been the World Cup final venue for this one. और अगर मुंबई नहीं करना था तो Eden Gardens. I mean, another
True.
great iconic venue. Or even Chennai. I mean, stick to your the locations of your football this thing. Not go via 130,000 बना दिया है तो I'll go do it. कल को I'm making this up. कल को नागपुर और इंदौर will say I'll make it 150,000 stadium, so and am I getting my finals in Nagpur? It can't be that just because you build the biggest stadium in the world you get to host the finals of it just because you have the biggest one. You also have to have the culture and the crowd matching that sort of a scenario. Yeah, so that was the crowd this thing there. So well, I want to also talk about the whole what's next for where do India go from here, and what is the learning? I mean, immediate learning. I know we can dissect this long term, long term and on this. Do you think? I mean, and sorry, before we get to that, the media itself. What do you think of the media reaction
Oh.
to this one in India and generally the
I
whole
think
coverage?
overall, I think मैं वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल के बारे में बात करूंगा एंड ओवरऑल मैं ये बात करूंगा. आई थिंक इंडिया जस्ट नीड्स टू गेट आउट ऑफ दिस फिक्सेशन ऑफ नंबर्स. दैट्स नंबर वन. And and this, I think Star Sports especially. I'm calling out Star Sports especially. I mean, uh, they've been very very Kohli specific.
Yeah,
Very. I think media भी, overall media भी. लेकिन I mean मैंने आपको थोड़े snapshots भेजे हैं. कहीं कहीं पे यार आप snapshots लगा रहे हो कि if the match is between New Zealand and let's say India, they are showing the photo of uh, Kane Williamson and Kohli. Your captain is your captain is Rohit Sharma.
Rohit
It's
Sharma.
not Kohli. It's Kohli. Sorry, it's Rohit Sharma. It's not Kohli. तो मैं ये एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ. लेकिन आज मैच खत्म हो गया. यू आर स्टिल टॉकिंग अबाउट कोहली.
Yeah, I know.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया जीत गया. यू आर स्टिल टॉकिंग अबाउट कोहली. I mean, I don't want to get into the who ideally should have been man of the tournament. I actually feel it should have been Shami, considering the number of matches he has played and the wickets he has taken and
The
the kind of
impact.
impact that he impact. अगर बैटिंग में भी मैं होगा, I'm being very very critical here. I would possibly would have given it to Rohit Sharma because of the impact that he created. Kohli,
Yeah,
he did his job.
but
He did his job.
yeah, but you know how it is, right? Usually it's mostly
High
goes to the highest
numbers,
scoring rusting numbers, and that's I
numbers,
think the bigger
numbers.
problem there. I
और
think you
और
said it
और
right.
और मीडिया का एक और प्रॉब्लम है. When the new, I mean, you're in US and you possibly are not watching it. लास्ट 2 दिन से जैसे ही ऑस्ट्रेलिया पता चल गया कि is in the finals, and I mean to be honest, majority of us were rooting for South Africa to win because everyone felt South Africa is an easier opposition to win, right? But as soon as पता चला कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया आ गई है and इंडिया ने काफी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस दी थी न्यूजीलैंड के साथ, everyone including ex players who have quite a knowledge about this game, उन्होंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया को आयोटा ऑफ चांस नहीं दिया. आयोटा ऑफ चांस. आई मीन व्हेन वी डिड आवर प्रेडिक्शन, हमने बोला कि यार इंडिया जीतेगी 80%, 20%, व्हाटएवर. लेकिन एक सेंस ऑफ एरोगेंस दिख रहा था बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स में. आई मीन आई एम नॉट गोना कॉल देम आउट
I think you
इंडिविजुअली.
should call them out. Who are these players? I'm curious because I don't get to see this coverage of from here.
all
Who was it?
Almost everyone, likes of Gavaskar, likes of I mean Shastri did not come out equivocally and said it, but the words and certain the tone kind of says it all, right? So, certain times commentators आपके गावस्कर हो गए, मदन पाल हो गए, मदन
Madan
लाल हो गए,
Lal.
सॉरी, रायना हो गए, हरभजन सिंह हो गए, आकाश चोपड़ा हो गए. I mean, we saw one of the tweets of Akash Chopra कि भाई जब मैच खत्म भी नहीं हुआ, स्टार्ट भी नहीं हुआ, and you're saying whenever India lifts the trophy, and I don't know whatever the tweet was, right? I think, और वो भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया जैसी टीम के साथ, I possibly would have accepted somewhere, let's say if it was South Africa, I would have felt bad, लेकिन और सरप्राइज, लेकिन ऑस्ट्रेलिया जैसी चैंपियन साइड, राइट? और अगर आप 1-to-1 मैप करेंगे, मैन वर्सेस मैन, ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज नॉट अ बैड साइड. Australia is not at all a bad side. Just that
India is a
possibly is. I
superior team,
understand
but Australia is not a bad team.
India is a superior team now, right? Because they've been playing very, very well. Just
Correct.
imagine, just three months back, where was this Indian team, right? This is very same Indian
Very
lot.
true. Very true. Very true.
Why do we get so hyperactive when team starts to do well? And I know they did very, very well in the Asia Cup, and 10 matches in the row, very dominant. लेकिन आप इतने ज्यादा एरोगेंट हो जाते हो कि यू डोंट इवन सी कि यार दूसरी टीम भी आई है, दूसरी टीम के पास भी अच्छे प्लेयर्स हैं, ग्रेट प्लेयर्स हैं, बट इट्स ऑल अबाउट इंडिया. एंड देन मैंने जैसे आपको बोला, it's all about Virat Kohli. I think we just have to get out of
I think, and I
this
think that
fixation.
underscores I think you brought up an important point. Cricket is a team sport. You have to give importance. Sure, you have one superstar or two superstars. ये जो आपने जो बोला ना, मुझे एक सेगमेंट याद आ रहा है. आई मीन, आई एम गिविंग अ फुटबॉल एनालॉजी ऑफ इंग्लैंड टीम, इंग्लैंड नेशनल फुटबॉल टीम.
Oh, very
लोगों को
right.
पता नहीं होगा,
Yeah.
इंग्लैंड 1966 में वर्ल्ड कप जीता है. इंग्लैंड उसके बाद वर्ल्ड कप नहीं जीता है. But England in 90s and 2000s were had the best squad ever. I mean, that was their golden generation, bolte hain, because Sir Alex Ferguson kind of groomed some of those players from Manchester United academy, and they all ended up going into the England squad. And not just them, not just Manchester United, Liverpool and Chelsea, all of them had really good academy players who all ended up going into the England squad. And तब के superstar थे David Beckham and Michael Owen. It was like, it's kind of like your Rohit Sharma and Kohli type.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
everything focus was on David Beckham, David Beckham, David Beckham. And 1998 World Cup and 2002 World Cup, they were just shown what they were. They did not even qualify for forget finals. They were not even making it to the this thing.
True.
Club level pe, they would all win trophies like IPL level pe, but there was that arrogance in England media कि यार ये होना ही होना है. अब तो this is the team, this is the squad, and they would underperform consistently even now until now. Now they are a very good team. They come into the finals, but they have not won the trophy yet. They are a team, the
That's true.
best team in the world, rank one, the best players, the best league. Everything is perfect, but they don't win the trophy. And I kind of felt, जब आप बोल रहे थे कि इंग्लिश मीडिया भी ऐसे ही ट्रीट करती है अपनी प्लेयर्स के, अपने ऊपर प्लेयर्स के ऊपर प्रेशर डालती है, अनड्यू एक्सपेक्टेशंस डाल देती है, एंड देन दे जस्ट बेसिकली not live up to that expectation. Off day hota hai. It's a sport. You win, you lose some, you win some. It's interesting when you said ki ex players went on all of this, and I think it's their arrogance which has costed it, and I think they would be humbled by this after this behavior. I'm sure Australian commentators and other commentators would have felt ki it was nice giving it back to the Indian crowd in front of that 130,000 scenario, because arrogance doesn't lead to success, and India doesn't have a success to speak of it. This team has not won an ICC trophy in 10 years.
And that too against
11
Australia.
years. Actually,
And
no,
that too
12
against
years.
Australia.
That too
12
against
years.
Australia. It's
That too
not
against
12
Australia.
years. It's 12 years since we have won an ICC World Cup. It's 10 years since we have won an ICC trophy. Champions Trophy 2013 was the last one. And so by the time when India qualifies for the 2025, they qualified for 2025, it'll be 14 years since they have won an ICC trophy. So I'm kind of drawing a lot of parallels with the England team, wherein you may be great, but you're not winning the team. An Australia team, मुझे लगता है कि it's like Germany national football team. They'll always turn up at the big tournament in a World Cup.
The
They'll
tournament.
always win. They'll always
That's
be
true.
there. You cannot rule them out, even though they may not be, league में अच्छा नहीं खेलेंगे. Players are not well known. So I think it's interesting. Media, I think, should have gotten a good tamacha after this. They should really reflect on their behavior and not focus just on Kohli. Just focus on broader team. And आपने सही बोला, right? Fascination with numbers. It's a team game.
I really don't.
It's not golf where the individual brilliance wins you this, or it's not tennis. And I think we have the results in front of us. We can end. Yeah, go ahead.
No, see, I understand the fixation around Kohli. I mean, we have all come through, such the age of Sachin Tendulkar and celebrating his legacy. And you know how Tendulkar was treated, right, as a god. He was almost treated as a god for almost good 10 to 15 years until Sehwag, Ganguly, Dravid, all of them arrived. लेकिन अब ऐसा यार, ऐसी इंडियन टीम अब ऐसी नहीं रही है कि you don't have star players. I know कोहली का क्रेज और कोहली का रीच पॉसिबली इज अनअटेनेबल, लेकिन इफ यू जस्ट गो कि भाई जसप्रीत बुमराह है आपके पास, रोहित शर्मा हैज स्कोर्ड 31 सेंचुरीज, he scored bloody 31 centuries in ODI matches. He's as good as a player, if not better than Kohli. I'll stick my neck out and say he possibly is far more talented player than Kohli. You've got to give it to Kohli that he's made the best use of his talent. आपके पास बुमराह है, yeah, no one
the best
talks
bowler in
about
the world.
Bumrah.
You're
Best
the two
bowler
of the
in the
best
world,
bowlers in
yeah.
the world. You have one of the
I
best
mean,
all-rounders in the world. You have one of the best,
best
what
spinners
do you
हैं
call
आप.
that?
कुलदीप
You have one of
यादव
the
है.
best spinners in the world. I think that's why I'm saying I'm not, I don't blame the players at all. That's why I will never bash this Indian team. I think I'm very proud of this team. I think future is very bright for this Indian team. But Indian media and Star, as you rightly said, I think you need to get out and learn this damn sport. हमारी
And,
ये
and
अनदर प्रॉब्लम ये है कि लोगों को क्रिकेट के बारे में नॉलेज ही नहीं है.
and you know they haven't they got their acts around even after the debacle that we had for a short stint, right? You remember, it, दो instances हुए हैं. एक 2017 में, if you remember, India Pakistan game, a very
करेक्ट, दे
famous
लॉस्ट द
game
चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी.
where India was hot favorite, right? तो वहां पे एक one off instance आ गया. Then the Asia Cup and the 2021 Dubai wala fiasco, where you know where everyone was gung ho कि भाई India is going to win this. India is going to win this. वहां पे भी मीडिया को तमाचा मिला था. और मीडिया ने एक्चुअली जब पाकिस्तान के गेम्स होने लग गए, उन्होंने बोला कि हम लोग वो वाली मिस्टेक नहीं करेंगे. We totally looked down upon Pakistan. There were certain media houses there who were telling this out. लेकिन आपने सेम मिस्टेक लास्ट 2-3 दिन में कर दी. I really don't understand if
I
they're going to understand
honestly
it.
found the commentary to be horrible in this tournament.
Horrible,
Um,
horrible.
some of this analysis done by the players, guys. I understand you guys are professional cricketers, but if you can't talk well, if you can't, communicate well, please don't talk. Sanjay Manjarekar's commentary is an absolute horrible commentary. It's unbearable. Um, you can't. That's the thing. Media के बारे में अगर मैं बोलूँगा, and I'm blaming media for all of the mess. I'm not blaming players. I'm not blaming coach. I'll blame media because of the mess you have created in terms of hyping or over pressurizing the squad or over pressurizing everyone unnecessarily.
True,
आपने
true.
बोला कि पाकिस्तान कमेंटेटर्स लाइक वकारिनस वेर डूइंग टू मीम्स एंड ट्वीट्स टाइप की ये लोगों कितने बायस्ड कमेंट्री कर रहे हैं. आप लोग क्या कर रहे थे? यू वर एग्जैक्टली फ्लैट आउट कमेंट्री आफ्टर द जैसे ही 100 रन का स्कोर था, द कमेंट्री देखनी थी, सौरभ सुननी थी. हॉरिबल. एंड यू नो व्हाट, नन ऑफ
It's
द इंडियन कमेंटेटर्स केम आफ्टर दैट. आई डिडंट हियर दिनेश कार्तिक.
no, I mean it's been horrible since a very long time.
No,
I
it's
mean
been
that's one
horrible since
of the
very
reasons,
long time. But I found the best commentators, and we'll talk about the best in the next video. Nasir Hussain was amazing. Ian Smith was amazing. Actually, Ravi Shastri
Smith
was
was.
probably the best of the lot in Indian this thing. Obviously, he was probably tried to project the most balanced or a most whole idea about talking about the cricket. But some of them were cringe, man. Some of them were cringe. But we'll end it with this segment. So we talked about the media, we talked about the fans. We're next for India. We're next for Australia. Just your
Oh,
first
this
reaction.
is
Maybe we'll talk a little bit more, but I saw
see,
in
I
the
think
press conference जो राहुल द्रविड़ को questions पूछ रहे थे. Again, that's another thing I was in my mind. अभी मैच खत्म हुआ है, आप उसके ऊपर टूट पड़ रहे हो कि यार ये क्या कर रहे हो, आप ये क्या कर रहे हो. मतलब are you blind? Are you dumb? Are you that dumb that you don't understand that people need reflection to figure it out? Your first time is to probably console the person or be with this thing. Indian media is probably, I will say the third world country media who probably don't understand even the game very well, who probably are not sporting at
that's true.
all, who probably have no, limited knowledge about it. All they अपना ढिंडोरा पीटते रहेंगे, and you see sometimes this is going to happen, and that's exactly happened.
T20 वाला media है, so क्या कर सकते हैं? You know how
And
T20
so
cricket is?
yeah,
How
that's
T20
exactly
media
what it
is.
is. That's exactly what it is. Okay, let's end this with this one. What next for India and Australia?
I think next season आपका ज़्यादातर T20 रहने वाला है, क्योंकि I think
But do you
थोड़े
think
महीनों में
they would do any changes, and they should do any changes?
I think they would be compelled to do certain changes just given the age of certain players. I think we possibly have seen the last of Rohit Sharma in the 50-over format. I don't know if he's going to be given the stint in the T20 format. जब हार्दिक पांड्या तो कैप्टन बन चुके हैं, I'm not really sure if he's going to play the T20 format. तो हो सकता है कि we possibly saw the last of Rohit Sharma in blue. I think
That's sad.
Kohli may continue. Ashwin may not.
I think
Ashwin
it's
will
last of
not.
Ashwin. Ashwin will
It's
not.
last of
I think we've
Ashwin.
seen last of Ashwin. Um,
थोड़े प्लेयर्स कंटिन्यू करेंगे. आई थिंक शामी 33-34 के हैं, शायद
I
खेलें
think he'll
शायद नहीं
still be
खेलेगा.
around, maybe around, but I think it's for some it may have been the last World Cup, but I think for some it's probably the the core that next World Cup they'll probably be there like as the most experienced, having gone through rigors
Yeah,
likes
but
of Bumrah, Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant may have been back by then. KL Rahul. Some of these guys will be the most experienced. They will be the senior leaders
but
next time around.
but we possibly wouldn't be seeing the giants of the Indian cricket anymore. I think मुझे most
Do you
likely
think that was the
लगता है कि
last of Kohli's World Cup?
he's 35 now.
Can he do
He
like
may,
a
or
Sachin Tendulkar and stay till 40 and then end it in a hurrah? I mean, they
which
could
could
do.
be a
It could be a
could be a
possibility. The
possibility.
kind of his fitness levels are very nice still.
नहीं, एक फिटनेस का है और दूसरी ये भी हो सकता है अरविंद की T20s में अगर नहीं खेलें, वो शायद नहीं खेलें अब T20s.
He may
टेस्ट
prolong his
मैचेस
career.
खेले and one days are going to be few far in between, right? I
And
don't think we're going to
I
see
want to
those.
explore about this one and then one of the future videos as well as where does
Where
one
do
day lie
ODIs go
after
from?
this?
True,
BCCI, what does
true.
BCCI do with one day? Because I think there are lessons for BCCI after all this. That shayad they may have to figure out how do I put calendar for one day and manage it with IPL, because issue talent का नहीं है, issue intent का भी नहीं है. Actually, I mean, you can even say it now. Actually, choker tag India को लग सकता है because we've been choking in the finals and semi-finals.
Yeah, that's
It's exactly what's been happening over the last 8 to 10 years. So
so then the new South Africa.
they're the new South Africa actually. Amazing team, but doesn't win. I think BCCI has to figure out where does one day lie in their strategy.
Yeah, I
Broadly
think that's one
ICC, but
separate
most
episode we can do for sure.
yeah, but broadly BCCI needs to figure that out because we're gonna run into the same issues again. Because if it's like this, you don't play knockout games and then you come to the knockout every 4 years. It's one bad day and you're done.
True, true,
It's,
true.
it's that mentality is different, right? So I think that's a very interesting proposition for BCCI. Australia. Let's end it with this. The best team. I want to end with Australia because Australia thoroughly deserves more, screen time from us at least, if not Indian media.
Sure, sure.
World T20. They won the World T20 in 21. They won
True.
the World Test Championship earlier this year. They retained the Ashes. Now they won the T20, the 50 over World Cup. And if I think what I heard is next year, T20 World Cup and the new West Indies and USA. If Pat Cummins win that, he would actually be holding all three at the same time. One of the rare things because T20, ODI and Test, England ne nahi karai hai. England did not win World Test Championship. So Pat Cummins has the opportunity to go one better than England and retaining Ashes at the same time. All the big four in one go. Pat Cummins has a chance to become history. I mean, we talk about Steve Waug's 99. We talk about Michael Klaas 2015, Ponting's 2003 and 2007. But Pat Cummins truly has that opportunity to get into that historical history books. And I know we didn't see David Warner in his this thing, but I think that was a career-ending high for David Warner.
No, I mean, we spoke of Kohli and Rohit Sharma, but most possibly Steve Smith 33-34 के हैं. मुझे नहीं लगता है ODIs में खेलेंगे अब वो. Mitchell Stark
I think
most
we may
possibly
have
नहीं
seen
उनका.
many of them.
Yeah, तो मुझे लगता है ऑस्ट्रेलिया में काफी लोग हैं. I mean, I possibly just have to go through
And
the ages.
it's a good ending era for them. They started all of this in 2015. And I think Indians don't realize this. And I think that's why I feel that thing ki India mein cricketing knowledge is very restricted to India. We don't understand how cricket is also played in other parts of the world. Before we criticize Australia, this is four of the players have played in the World Cup of 2015. They have been serial winners in this format.
It seems the number was 7.
Number was 7. Sorry, I had 4. Okay. So I see even I'm wrong there. So that's the thing, right? And that was against New Zealand, who were back then bashing them. They were the India back then. The kind of form
True,
they were
true.
in. But you're right. I think that whole arc 2015 2023 the wo group jo bana tha under the I'm trying to remember the coach, Langer, Langer, and the whole era
Yeah,
of Michael Clark
Miguel.
passing the baton to the wicket keeper Tim Payne, and the whole others, and then Steve Smith, the whole tragedy,
Yeah.
the scandal, and now Pat Cummins taking it over. It has come full circle for them, and I think they want to win the next year T20 World Cup, and just Pat Cummins wants to get into the history books very, very quickly. That's where I see them.
I won't be surprised, even though Australia possibly is not so good in T20s, if I may say that,
I
right?
know
If you just look at,
they're not.
but
They're not.
I won't be surprised if they win. Yeah, and I won't be surprised if they win it. I won't be surprised even if they win the next 2027 50 World Cup. I won't be surprised if they win it entire, man. I mean, they by far are the most successful team in the
Six-time
cricket
world
history.
champion. These guys.
This is unheard of, man. This is unheard of.
This is this is Brazil. This is Brazil of football. They are the Brazil.
They are the Brazil. They
India
are
may be the richest league in the world, but these guys are the true the champions.
they are the true
Um,
champions. They are the true champions.
yeah, so we'll end it here. Congratulations, Australia, again. I think, yeah, I mean, I love Australia as a team, as a cricket team. I know they are not very sporting, but as a competitive winning mentality, you have to learn from the team. There are a lot of tall things to learn from them, from that aspect. And I think Pat
True.
Cummins was a very, very good winning captain there. They lost their series versus India and South Africa before they came to World Cup. They turned it around. So hats off to Australia team. Congratulations. Cricket खत्म नहीं हुआ है. 4 दिन में India and Australia will meet again. Can you believe that? In the
Oh, it's in
T20
T20s.
World Cup, in the T20 series, and I want to talk about this whole BCCI here. Sure, it'll probably be half of the team Bs of both sides.
Sure.
But I think action is switching to T20. I believe India is then gonna go and play England.
South Africa. South Africa भी जा रही है. India
So
is
South
meeting South
Africa जा रही
Africa
है,
too.
and I think that'll be an interesting one. And then obviously then England will be coming to India, which I'm looking forward to. I want to see Baz Paul against this test team, but yeah, that wraps up our World Cup live post match reaction. I want to do one more review session of the World Cup, around the overall World Cup itself. Some of the wins,
Yes.
some of the stats, and all that fun stuff.
Standout
That'll be the
players.
next video. Yeah, standard players and all that fun stuff. But
Sure.
yeah, congratulations to Australia. Congratulations Virat Kohli for the player of the tournament. Congratulations Travis Head for the man of the match today. And congratulations Pat Cummins. Commiserations to Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid. You guys were amazing. Future is bright. Don't worry about media and all the fans who will try to break you, curse you. But
And
from us, you will only get respect. Great.
and congratulations to BCCI, Jay Shah,
Oh yeah.
on conducting the most successful World Cup event ever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and we can end with this one. The whole Modi coming to the stage and Pat Cummins giving, that was so weird.
that was so weird.
It was so weird. But yeah, Modi giving away the trophy. That's probably what's going to be the news of tomorrow. The photo. कोई भी नहीं
Yeah.
देखेगा कि it was actually a closer game than what the record books will say. 6-wicket victory seems very comfortable, but it was not. But it is what it is. This is sport. You lose some, you win some.
Yeah.
On this day, it was Australia who won it. Till then, we'll talk again later. Please like this video. Please subscribe. We share our valuable thoughts. I hope people learn or people get information from this. It'll be nice if you hit that like button and give us your comments. What do you think? What your reaction was to this one? Thank you.
Yep. Adios. Bye bye.
Bye bye.